Okay, well, folks, hello and welcome to the Junkrat's Mythbusting edition in Overwatch. This is the second installment in our series of Overwatch Mythbusting. Be sure to check out the first one. It'll be linked in the description. Today I'll be helped throughout the video by Lewis, Lewis, and my sister Anna, who also decided to help out. Okay, folks, let's jump right into this. First off, we have, can you hook Riptire, Junkrat's Riptire? And the answer is yes, you can. Now, if you would please ignore my horrendous aim with what is still the broken Roadhog hook, you will eventually see, once I finally grab it, that yeah, you can hook it in closer to you in order to shoot it, or I guess away from your teammates. You can see another really good example here where we're wising up a bit and just had to drive it into the corner, and you can see I hook it out with ease. Now, the next example you'll see here in just a moment is whether Reaper can teleport onto a Riptire. He could at one point, but the Riptire is no longer an entity that you can stand on. It has no physical, appearance. It is only kind of like you can go through it. Next is will Zarya's ult suck in the Junkrat tire, and we found this to be a very obvious yes. It is still an entity, and so it does still get sucked up by the Riptire. By the Zarya ult, my bad there. And so that can also be used to help your team. Now, we attempted to get this Widowmaker hook, and no, you just can't. There's too much auto hooking. Even if you could technically hook it, it just, we tried and failed a couple times. Now, we also wanted to see if it would trip a little Venom Mine here, so we had a Riptire drive through the Venom Mine, and it was not triggered. We had to do it again just in case there's some sort of glitch, but I thought that was interesting. I felt like it might have triggered. That's why I put it in here. Anything I didn't put in here, I think is kind of obvious. Like McCree's Deadeye, for instance, does not lock onto it. I thought that was pretty obvious, so I didn't include it in the video. Next, we're going to test what D.Va's Defense Matrix can absorb from Junkrat. Obviously, it absorbs his grenades, but not so obviously, but still you might have realized in gameplay that it does absorb his concussive mine, and that allows him to not detonate it. It will not absorb the damage from it, but it will absorb it. Now, something interesting that I find pretty consistent is that you can interact with the mine and not the trap. So the trap will bounce off of D.Va, but it will not be absorbed in her defense matrix. You can also see this soon coming up eventually with Genji. We have some similar results, and obviously she cannot absorb the Riptire. Next up, we have if Lucio can affect the Riptire with his speed boost, and the answer is no. You'll be able to tell this versus the speed versus the healing in just a moment here, and you can tell pretty easily that there is no difference. Now, while this is rolling out, I want to say that I'm gonna get to uploading once a week, twice a week if I can, and so you're just gonna have to bear with me. I'm not gonna be able to upload that often. I've been really busy lately, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, next up we have here is some healer stuff. So we have, can you heal the Riptire, which is pretty obvious. So we used Honor for this one, so you have good burst feeling. As you can see, the Riptire is damaged, and despite how much I shot it or threw my nade on it, it could not heal. So I thought that was interesting. I feel like you could at one point. I definitely remember healing Riptires. Now here we are to Genji's deflect. He can obviously deflect the grenades, and he can also deflect the mine, but what you might not know, and it's kind of interesting, is the mine is actually on a timer. As soon as it's deflected, it's not back in Junkrat's control. It's not like you just can't detonate it and you'll be fine. It's automatic now. If Genji deflects the mine within about 1.5 seconds, it will explode, despite no matter what the Junkrat does, which is kind of interesting. Now, what you just saw there is us attempting to put a trap on it, and it did not work. Now, the next up here we have is if you can put Discord on it, and it is a pretty obvious no. As you see, I can kill the Junkrat, but it is pretty obvious no. As you see, there was no Discord. Now we have, can you charge it? And something very interesting that I found was no, you cannot actually charge it, but you do hit it. Next up here we have if you can freeze the Junkrat tire, and yes, you can indeed freeze the Junkrat tire and stop it in its motion as well as the Junkrat. Kind of obviously. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.